Okay. Why am I showing this photo twice then about this? Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photograph was taken by the camera at the gate for the studio, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by the here, it automatically takes a picture. And here, I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyways, is it also true that the computer in the guard station records all security camera data? Oh, you would know if you wanted to work at the studio. We might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo say photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please, tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. The evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet, there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone was access to the security. Only someone was access. The security lady herself. Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Somehow you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say that for the tone of the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the... Oh, yeah. Another job? That's right. I check all the people that pass by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes. Do you back up all the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are all just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces for the most part. For the most part. This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out a photo that day. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. A fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Well, wait a second! Didn't you just say that no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So, the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studio that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg, the other was a boy who looked to be about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well you see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in his 2nd or 3rd grade, I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay him any much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick? What's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. The court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecutor to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defense Lobby number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes. Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio! I was sleeping, honest! So, what was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was up in the corner of my dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really! What? You should take better care of your stuff! I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! What are we gonna do? First we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down, we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, you will present the prosecution sought on this matter. The prosecution sought are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. That photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there is still no one else that could have committed the crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claims. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let's hear who you have in mind, however. Be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. That takes one high enough. So, who's the person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the crime? The assistant girl, the grade school boy, the security lady. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Whoa! The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who would know about the injury. The security lady Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper! Order! Order! Is this true, Old Bag? Old Bag? That's Miss Old Bag to you. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she had no alibi. She could have briefly left her spot to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then, slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. Oh, I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here, Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something! It's my move. I made my chance to take us all away. Press further. We need to get by time. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powell the suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's action on that day. Why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers likes a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute! What about the other person who was in the studio? That boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though. As you said, 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Good sauce, Mr. 8. That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Or is it to be nice to the kid that means your eldest day whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Well then, let's see this proof, Mr. 8. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? Yeah, you guys talking about how heavy this weapon was. Take that! Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very same spear is shown here in the photo. How could a boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will now suspend proceeding for the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy's. What was her name? Something Old Bag, Your Honor. The prosecution will look further into this Old Bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait a second! I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking. Oh no. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not about... by whom? Huh, you mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify! Testify! My lips were sealed. The Lambo Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio at the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me just to pretend that they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if you're going to accuse me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this is a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Old Bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. They wanted me to keep quiet about something. So, you were told not to talk? Oh, that's right, by the studio and the TV bigwig, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Oh, don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scenes without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the production around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. It goes through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey head had fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but yeah, let's continue. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? Sounds suspicious to me. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it, and they gave me a little bonus on the side. So you got your bonus and you still talked? I think I've asked all the questions I have to. No, let's just keep on going. Get every last drop of information we can. Do you want me to keep quiet about something? So they were actually in the studio. Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. I'll kill this woman, I swear it! I feel sorry for Edgeworth, almost. She really left him hanging on this one. But if you're gonna accuse me, I'm not letting them go scot-free. Them? Who were these people? Well, the director and the producers and starters. Oh yeah. Yeah, now we're just repeating. Would you like to continue the cross-examination? No, I think it's time to take a break. Your Honor, we have learned that there were other global studios on the day of questioning. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is important to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends today's proceeding of the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 18th, 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright! Oh, I was right to ask you to defend me. Ah, really, it's nothing. Oh, or should I say... We'll be going down to the studio to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for the court. So, now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have you figured out just who was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag? What do you think, Powers? Oh, I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying some time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Aw, poor Old Windbag. I kinda feel sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusations. Okay, let's get down to the studio. Right, we'll be back to visit you. We'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys. Aw, big softy. Okay, that one thing was the photograph. I'm not happy with how that one photograph question went. If I have any complaints about this scenario, it's definitely that one, but yeah. Yeah, well. Hopefully the next trial won't be as bad, but first we'll have to do the investigation some other time.